My mobile phone and a very old radio that isn't digital.
Okay.
Like part of a stereo system.
Just car radio.
Normally my smartphone and my laptop. That's it.
Okay, so you didn't change anything in the past, or?
Used to listen to it in the car on the radio, but I don't drive anymore because I'm a student and I'm poor, so I don't have a car.
Okay.
So mainly just on a laptop or a smartphone. That's it.
Okay.
When I'm driving, that's when I want the music. But like when I'm like going to sleep at night, and I like to listen to like the news and what's happening in the world, like that's when I listen to Radio 4. So that's on the stereo system next to my bed.
Yeah.
Music, news, I'm not so bothered for the chit chat and all that, the daft games. Unless it's somebody who's interesting, if it's like if they've got some sort of politics and sometimes like especially like if you listen to Radio 4 or something like that, sometimes you get some interesting stories on there, or you get people who've got some interesting experiences that they're talking about. That's kind of interesting. It's quite nice, but usually I just put it on for the music.
BBC Radio 2, BBC Radio 6, BBC Radio 4 sometimes.
Just for entertainment, really. Just something a bit upbeat to listen to, like when I'm driving.
Yeah. So why are you not playing on other platforms like Spotify or any other app?
Because I use Spotify for like my own playlists. And searching for music that I like. And also, technically, I wouldn't know how to play Spotify in the car.
Okay.
I wouldn't know how to do that.
Okay.
I just know how to switch on the radio and that's it.
That's
I know you can link up all these things, but I don't know how to do it.
Okay. It's technical things.
Yeah, that's my age group.
So why you don't like use Spotify or other apps to listen to music?
Because I'm a dinosaur, I just don't know how they work. So that. Like I say, in the car, I switch the engine on and the radio comes on. It's simple.
Yeah, it's simple.
But, yeah, exactly. I don't even have those kind of apps on my phone, so
Okay.
just use it for simple.
For the French, I could read books on history and stuff, but having it in the audio format is really helpful for my speaking skills, so that's the main reason. And also I have quite a long walk to uni, it's about half an hour, so I find it a bit boring just listening to music, so it's nice to have someone talking about something interesting.
I think if you're trying to pick a song to play, it's quite hard sometimes because so much choice, where the radio takes the choice away from you and it just says listen to this, and sometimes there'll be a person presenting a show and they'll compile a bunch of songs which are pretty good together.
I think, yeah, definitely. I think partly the news is shorter on the radio when they give you the headlines, and so actually they just give you the facts. I think the television news nowadays it's a little bit more hysterical. It gives you the emotion, but not the facts. Yeah. And I think the other thing is, I think the discussion of particularly the politics and sort of current affairs is usually much more detailed on the radio. People aren't shouting for attention. They seem to be more patient. They talk through the issues, and people seem to listen to each other when you hear a discussion on the radio that you don't really get on the television.
No, it's basically just what's on hand. A laptop if I'm in the room, and I'll use my smartphone if I'm in the kitchen or if I'm walking about the house.
So would you listen to different program on a laptop?
No, just the same.
Yeah, my dad listens to Radio 6, so that was always on at home, so that's why I listen to that now. And listening to French radio, that just started at university. All the professors always recommend listening to it to help your language skills. Yeah.
A fairly recent thing, like I'd say the last, I don't know, like maybe just the last 10 years of my life. Like before that, I wouldn't listen to it. And the reasons for that are that I've got did have very specific music tastes. Very fussy, only like the music that I like. And a lot of the radio stations played stuff that I didn't like, so I wouldn't listen to it. But as I've gotten older, I'm a bit more kind of broader.
I see.
So I will now listen to music that I never would have listened to before. So I just use it for relaxation and entertainment,
Well, my wife actually used to be a presenter on Kenyan radio.
Oh, really?
So she's still involved. She works for the BBC. So she kind of probably made me listen to radio more than I used to do.
But now you like it.
Well, yeah, that's it. And I have to like anything that she does or that her friends do, otherwise I'm in trouble.
Radio's been in my family for forever. Even when you're in the car as a baby, it's on. So my whole life, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's part of my daily life. I don't know if it's part of everyone's daily life. And
not so much anymore. No, it's only every so often that I'll do it if I decide to do it.
I think so, yeah, especially for people who commute to work by car themselves. Radio is a big part of that because you get the news, and if you travel on like a busy route, you get the traffic as well, and then there's a bit of music. So, yeah, I know people that do drive to and from work, they always listen to the radio. And I think maybe for older generations, the radio is a big part. It's often when I go home to my parents' house, they've got the radio on all the time. Whereas I think younger people kind of prefer things like Spotify, so you choose what music you want to listen to. Yeah. I think I just stick to my favourite one unless a really weird song comes on or something I don't like, and maybe I'll put something else on or just mute it perhaps. Yeah.
Okay.
no, I don't really have a favourite. Like I say, it's, sometimes I just press the button and see what comes up. So if it catches my attention, either it's a good song or it's an interesting discussion, then I'll stay there for a bit.
Probably gravitate towards one of those choices I made earlier and just see what's on. And if it's something I like, I'll just leave it. Because they sometimes change depending on the time of day. It might be quite relaxing music at one point, and then it's 9 o'clock in the evening and it's just suddenly house music for a bit, and I'm not in the mood for that. So just see what's on, I guess.
Okay.